What if I told you that the thing most people fear the most in life is not failure, not poverty, and not even death? It is being alone. Think about it for a moment. People stay in toxic friendships. They stay in relationships that slowly break them. And they stay in places that destroy their peace. Why? Because they are afraid of loneliness. But here is the truth that almost nobody talks about. Being alone is not the real problem. The real problem is feeling alone while surrounded by people. That kind of loneliness is silent, invisible, and deeply painful. Because when you feel alone in a crowd, you begin to question everything. You start wondering if anyone truly understands you. You start wondering if anyone really sees the real version of you. Slowly, without even realizing it, you begin hiding parts of yourself from the world. Most people believe loneliness means having nobody around them, no friends, no family, no one to talk to. But real loneliness does not look like that. Real loneliness is when you are sitting with people, laughing with them, talking with them, yet inside you feel like you are living in a completely different world. It feels like there is a wall between you and everyone else. You smile so people think everything is fine. You respond when someone talks to you. You play your role in conversations. But deep inside, something still feels empty. And that emptiness is something words cannot easily explain. Sometimes loneliness hides behind the people you would least expect, the strong ones, the people who always help others, the ones who listen to everyone's problems and try to make everyone feel better. These people are often seen as the strongest individuals in the room. They solve problems, they motivate others, they keep everyone together. But when the day ends and the world becomes quiet, those same people often sit alone with their thoughts. And in that silence, the weight of everything they carry becomes real. Because the truth is, strong people are not immune to loneliness. They simply become very good at hiding it. During the day, life keeps us distracted. There's work to do, people to talk to, messages to answer, and constant noise around us. But the night is different. At night, everything slows down. The distractions fade away, and suddenly you are left alone with your mind. That is when thoughts begin to appear. Memories from the past, regrets, questions, and moments you wish you could change. Things you should have said, things you should have done differently. And sometimes the silence of the night becomes so loud that it feels impossible to escape your own thoughts. But here's something important to understand. Loneliness is not always a bad thing. In fact, sometimes loneliness is necessary, because when you are alone, you finally have the chance to see yourself clearly. There are no distractions, no expectations, no roles to play, just you and your thoughts, and that is where self-discovery begins. Many of the greatest thinkers, artists, and creators spent long periods of time alone, not because they hated people, but because solitude gave them clarity. Being alone forces you to face questions you normally avoid. Who are you really? What do you actually want in life? Are you living your life based on your own values, or are you simply following what others expect from you? These questions are uncomfortable, but they are powerful. And the answers often appear only when you allow yourself to sit quietly with your own thoughts. The problem is that most people run away from solitude. They fill every moment with noise, social media, endless entertainment, constant conversations, anything that keeps them from being alone with their mind. Because deep down, many people are afraid of what they might discover about themselves. But the people who grow the most in life are usually the ones who learn how to sit with their own silence. They learn how to listen to their inner voice. They learn how to understand their emotions instead of escaping from them. Over time, something interesting begins to happen. The loneliness that once felt painful slowly turns into clarity. You begin to see people more clearly. You start understanding which relationships are real and which ones are temporary. You begin noticing who truly values your presence and who only appears when they need something from you. And that awareness changes the way you live your life. Because once you understand your own worth, you stop begging for attention. You stop chasing people who do not appreciate you. You stop trying to fit into places where you were never meant to belong. Instead, you begin protecting your peace. You become more selective with your time and energy.
You start choosing quality over quantity when it comes to relationships. And strangely enough, the moment you stop fearing loneliness is often the moment you start attracting the right people into your life. Because confidence grows in silence, strength grows in solitude, self-respect grows when you learn that your happiness does not depend on constant validation from others. So, if you ever find yourself feeling alone, do not immediately see it as something negative. Sometimes life creates distance between you and others for a reason. Sometimes it removes noise so you can hear your own voice more clearly. Sometimes it isolates you so you can rebuild yourself stronger than before. Being alone does not mean you are broken. Being alone does not mean you are unwanted. Sometimes being alone simply means you are in a phase of growth, a phase where you are learning who you truly are and what truly matters in your life. And when that process is complete, you return to the world not as someone who fears loneliness, but as someone who understands the power of solitude. Because the people who learn how to be comfortable alone are the ones who are never truly lonely again. They carry their peace within them, and that kind of strength cannot be taken away by anyone. So, the next time you find yourself sitting alone in silence, remember this: loneliness is not always emptiness. Sometimes it's the beginning of self-understanding, and the moment you truly understand yourself is the moment you realize you were never truly alone.